fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying right fucking now, because what the fuck do you mean that I'm not gonna get my fucking SNAP benefits? What the fuck do you mean?
I've been seeing people talking about SNAP cuts lately, and food banks across the country, and it's really tough to watch. People are waiting hours in line, and these food banks are running out of supplies. Let's look at what folks are experiencing.
I just saw 3 videos almost back to back of people in line for food banks, and they were like, one of them was like, they said they were in line for 4 hours. The other one said they were in line for 3 hours. And one of them, they were like, I've been in line for 5 hours. I have no idea what the normal times are at any of those places because they didn't say. But that's crazy.
Working class people were hungry. And look at this line. Yeah, these are people who are hungry, and it's after 8 in the morning. So someone who do like a alone need food. People over here hungry same way, working without pay because the government shut down a month now.
She's been working at a food bank for 18 years. Volunteer work for 18 years at this food bank. And she said she has never seen such a line and such need. And she started to cry. And I said, why are you crying? And she goes, Drayton, they were begging me for food. Begging. And we ran out. And she said, I had to listen to people beg for anything. And she said, in 18 years of doing this, it's never happened before. And she goes, I wasn't ready. And she said, get ready, because you're going to start hearing about this all across the country. That's the America that we live in right now.
I don't usually cry, but yesterday I did, and it wasn't because my stress levels were through the roof. It wasn't even because we had to call the police. It was because over 15,000 of you showed up yesterday to Ugly Potato Day to grab free produce. You didn't just show up, you waited in line for hours. Yesterday was one of the most heavily rained days of the year. I feel that this just shows how broken our country actually is. I heard story after story about families not being able to afford produce, and it broke our heart. Overall, we are able to give out 250,000 pounds of vegetables, but I am truly sorry to the thousands of people that we turned away. Hopefully you at least got an apple for my dad in the tractor. We will do this event again, but we will have to think even bigger picture next time.
So what do you do when the food bank's out of food? You pray for the people that need it. I mean, I needed it, but I'm sure there's families with kids that needed it, worse than me. So y'all, if you have people that that struggle, single moms or people that have, aged parents that they're taking care of and they're suffering or they're struggling, y'all go help them out. I'm not saying anything for me because I'll be fine. I don't know, it's frustrating because there's so many people struggling and there's so many people that have so much stuff. And, that's what you see on TV, even like I was watching Hallmark and they've got these big castles and it's so beautiful. And, and I just sat there and looked at all the sets and I thought, is that really what we have in America here? Because where I live, middle class, lower middle class, and elderly community. And, people are suffering like really bad.
Yeah, I mean, when you see thousands of people waiting for hours just for food, standing in the rain and the cold, and then these food banks can't keep up with the demand, you start to realize just how many families are really struggling right now. And there's a lot of different opinions on all of this. So here's what some people are thinking.
I cannot stop thinking about the timing of all this. The fact that we're in the holiday season where kids go on long breaks and now they don't have food. Not only do they not receive free lunch, but here we are, we're cutting SNAP benefits. Kids are going to go hungry and it really breaks my heart. This is not what America should be about.
This lady on TikTok right now, man. Right now, as I'm doing this TikTok video for you guys, she's spazzing, she's crying. This lady is about 38 to 41 years old. She's on here saying her kids have not eaten in 5 days because they cut her SNAP benefits down to next to nothing. She says that it is the taxpayers' responsibility to take care of her and her kids. Now guys, mind you, we all seen this coming months ago. We knew back in January, February of 2025 that they were already proposing cutting SNAP benefits, making people go to work to be able to receive food stamps. It used to be years ago, if you didn't work, you get the food stamps, right? Or you were eligible for food stamps. Now, the president is making it to where if you work, you're eligible to get food stamps. This lady is on her going off, and then there's another lady who's on her spazzing as well, saying that they cut her food stamps from $1,000 all the way down to $212 a month. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's really not the government's fault, man. That's really your fault because y'all the ones who depend on it. You know how many women, and this is no offense to women, so please don't take this wrong, ladies. A lot of women have babies, a lot of babies, because the more babies they have, the more benefits they get, meaning that they can go the next 18 years without even having to work because they get that monthly benefit every month. They get that housing every month. They get that Medicaid, Medicare every single month. Coming online, snapping to a bunch of strangers who don't know you is not going to change your situation, man. To me, that's just another form of begging. We all knew that this was going to happen, man. So this is the time to get up and do something. You shouldn't have waited until it happened. We all seen this coming. If you're on TikTok making TikTok videos spazzing out about your food stamps getting cut, then you were on TikTok seeing the warning signs that they were finna cut food stamps.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you worried about food stamps not hitting your card and you worried about how you gonna feed your offspring, just stay away from me, okay? There is no way in the world that nobody could ever come up to me and tell me that I will never eat again. What the fuck? There is nothing that you can say to me to make me question the ability to provide for my offspring, especially when it comes to a fucking meal. Because one thing my kids is gonna do is eat. Honey, if it came down to me becoming a breatharian to ensure that my offsprings are provided for, they will motherfucking eat, okay? I'll starve before they do, all right? Nothing or no one should ever have that much power over you to where it can knock you off your rocker, snatch the life from up under you if you don't get government benefits. Nothing or anybody, no system should ever have that much power over you. This is a perfect time for my people to start reevaluating.
So I'm going to share a video with everybody, and this guy kind of reminds me of somebody that I went to school and college with. Now, the guy that I went to college with, Michael, he's still in college. He takes advantage of scholarships and federal loans and stuff like that, and has pretty much lived in a dorm his entire life. He has never worked. He plays video games. The list goes on. Now, the guy in this video is complaining that he's trying to get his GED and everything. Well, you can work and get your GED at the same time. Either way, government's going to open back up and people will be fine.
Me personally, I'm in sober living, and I can't work because I'm doing GED program right now. Like I'm going to school right now, and it's like right now with the government shutdown, the big beautiful bill that's going on right now. You probably heard of it. It's causing issues for me because I'm on EBT, so I can eat, and they're shutting it down next month, and I won't be able to eat, which is going to cause big issues. And if I went to a food bank, with everything shut down, all the food's going to be gone, so I'm not going to be able to eat.
So you're seeing really different perspectives on all of this. Some people are genuinely scared about how they're going to feed their families, and then others are saying, well, maybe there's been too much dependence on the system. It's a tough conversation. I mean, it really is. And there's more to this debate. Let's see what else people have been saying.
With the shutdown, we have a ton of people saying stuff like, oh, just go to a food bank. I want to show you. I went to a food bank. I told them I have 4 people, 2 children. This is what I got. This right here, pinto beans, sauerkraut, These are like really moldy cucumbers, honestly, and very slimy. This one is pretty gross. Plus some split peas, onions, grapefruit, loaf of bread, and a gallon of milk. Is that gonna feed your family of 4 for a week?
So I didn't get my food stamps this month, and instead, this is what I'm supposed to survive off to feed my family. A bag of apples, a bag of oranges, tomato soup, oats, elbow macaroni, milk, peas, black beans, diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, peaches, more pinto beans, peanut butter, green beans, tuna, and this. So I'm supposed to feed my family for the entire month with what you see in this box. It's an absolute disgrace and a joke.
Imagine being that ungrateful for free food. Food you didn't have to pay for. It's free. Imagine being that ungrateful. I saw some vegetables, some fruits, canned or not, it doesn't matter. I saw some pasta, some oats. You can do a lot with that pasta. You can spread that out. You've got biscuit mix. You better start looking up some recipes for the ingredients you have, because you could make a lot happen with that. Is that meant to fill your family for the entire month? No. But it'll get the job done for a little bit, for a few days. You can make meals that'll stretch with that. Stop being so ungrateful.
You want to know why I'm not having an aneurysm over people losing their food stamps on November 1st? Here's why.
Come grocery shop with us. Make it go by faster. One of you. This what I pick, and this what he picked.
I tell you what, how about this instead? If you're on food stamps, you get a pre-selected box of meat, bread, rice, food staples, and fruits and vegetables. No more handing you a debit card filled with other people's cash for you to go load up on Oreos. The goal here is to keep you from starving, because taxpayers do not need to bankroll your junk food pantry or your health problems.
I'm 194th in the food bank line. Let's see how long it takes and if we get any food. It's 9 o'clock and the line just started moving. After 7 minutes, the line is pushing up. And yes, this is held at Orioles Spring Training Stadium. After 15 minutes, the line to the right of me has moved up a lot, but we're in the same place. 2 minutes later, we actually just pushed up a ton. Like, we just went a third of the way through the line, actually. After 25 minutes, we're coming around the bend to join pretty much this second long line. These are the tents where the food's being distributed. After 30 minutes, we're about 3/4 of the way through the line. And I just saw a family get a pack of hamburger, which we haven't gotten in a while, so that's awesome. After 35 minutes, we're having another big push. The line just goes around the corner, and then here's the tents. Okay, everybody's getting checked in. We're gonna be next. After 39 minutes, we're getting pretty close to the front of the line. I'm actually shocked at how many cars have gotten in line that I didn't even notice. There are probably like 40 cars in line after me. No, I just heard the best thing of my life. As I was going through the meat station, one of the volunteers yelled out, "Double singles!" and said to give double meat to every single family car. After 48 minutes, we're leaving. In total, it was a 48-minute wait and 11-minute drive each way, making our total 1 hour. And if you want to see it in more detail, you can watch my last video.
We're going to be eating chili cheese dogs for Thanksgiving if we don't get food stamps this come November. 911 help for all of us.
I think a lot of people that are posting videos about losing their EBT or SNAP benefits are trying to get everybody else to feel bad. But honestly, all you guys are doing is just demonstrating why we need cuts to these programs, why we need work requirements or community service requirements to receive them, and how many people are really abusing the system. All you're doing is confirming that the restrictions that the Trump administration put on these programs were long overdue. First of all, nice nails. Second of all, you look able-bodied to me. Third, I don't care if you end up eating chili dogs for Thanksgiving. Food stamps aren't about providing a 7-course meal or having the same lifestyle as you would have if you were providing for yourself. They are an assistance program. They're there to help you temporarily until you can get yourself back on your feet. And if you're too good for chili dogs, then get a job so you can get what you want. And maybe express a little bit of gratitude that there is a program available to make sure that you don't starve, even if it means you're eating chili dogs.
I'm going to say something that might upset some people, but it is what it is. Most of you know that I do DoorDash, and while doing DoorDash, I noticed that you can use your EBT card for DoorDash. So not only do people not have to pay for their groceries, they also don't even have to get up off their couch. They can just yell at me through the chat to get them everything that they want. And let me tell you, it's not a cart full of fresh vegetables, fruits, and meats. It's always processed food and garbage. Now, I am all for a leg up, not a lifestyle. People need help, and I'm glad that this country offers the way for people to get a little bit of help that they need. What I'm not okay with is where EBT is allowed. DoorDash should not allow EBT customers. Sorry. Did you know, if I just walked into Royal Farms the other day, it's a big sign. Use your EBT card here. You can get all you want from like Royal Farms on EBT. So prepared foods, doesn't matter. So I just think the whole system needs to be revamped. It needs to be not a reward for planning poorly. One kid's an accident, okay? You know how sex works. Come on. Before you come at me, kids are not going to starve, right? My kid goes to a Title I school. They get free breakfast and they get free lunch. So it's not like there'll be nothing for them to eat. And again, their parents planned poorly. So yes, a leg up, not a lifestyle. Definitely not a generational lifestyle. And I think that it should only be used for meat, fruit, vegetables, well, staples like flour and rice and things like that. You know, it shouldn't be for chips. It shouldn't be for soda. It's just a perpetual cycle, because then they're going to go on, you know, Medicaid, and they have a lot of health problems because all they do is eat artificial dyes and cancer-causing chemicals. So that's my 2 cents. Come at me in the comments. I don't care.
What gets me here is just how divided people are on what's fair and what's not fair. Some folks are saying be grateful for what you get. Others feel like it's not nearly enough to survive on. And then there are questions about how the benefits are actually being used. You're seeing stories now that have people questioning the whole system.
There's a lady facing 10 years in prison because she used food stamps to fund her baking business. And all I could think is, how did someone figure that out? How did they connect the dots? Do they hire private investigators to follow these poor and disenfranchised around grocery stores? Like, you know what? This lady's buying a lot of baked goods. She's probably doing something nefarious. Stories like this remind me, if you're going to be revolutionary, make sure you're already rich. Because if you're poor, they're going to do things to you that are going to feel like you're in the 1600s.
You know, ain't no way I just saw a goddamn video of some girl talking about she's upset because her food stamps went from $5,000 to $374. Did she say 5,000? 5,000 motherfucking dollars? Y'all getting $5,000 on food stamps? Ain't no way. Ain't no motherfucking way. And this is why we don't have free healthcare. This is why I got potholes in the motherfucking streets. $5,000? Who the fuck you feeding for $5,000? The whole goddamn projects? With your fat, hungry, hippo-having ass. And just to put it in perspective, I make 6 figures. My wife, twice as much as I make. And I don't even think we can budget $5,000 a month for some motherfucking groceries. Who the fuck needs that much motherfucking food? And y'all out here threatening to steal motherfucker, you been stealing taxpayers' money this whole motherfucking time, and you talking about you giving us threats now? You been stealing, yo hungry thieves.
Are they trying to kill us? They trying to starve us to death.
I just got some bad news, y'all. The U.S. just voted against food as a human right in 2025. Not 1825, not 1925, in 2025, okay? They out here preaching freedom and democracy while telling the world that basic survival is optional. What the fuck is really going on? Nah, that's not right. And you can't call yourself the land of the free if you out here denying people food. Where they do that at? Like, y'all have money for bombs and billionaires and fucking bailouts, but not for basic dignity? I'm not understanding. This system is starving people.
Some of y'all really should have been cut off of food stamps a long time ago, and that comes from someone who's been there. Because here's the truth. A lot of people are finessing the system, working under the table, not reporting income, still collecting benefits. And when the Republicans asked for transparency, Dems refused because they knew y'all would get caught. And they didn't want to be the reason why it got cut off. That's why the benefits got cut, so that it's the big bad Republicans' fault. I'm a single mom. I was on food stamps for 2 months. Then I got a job, worked hard, and got off of them because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be a bridge, not a lifestyle. They're meant to help you get on your feet. That's what's supposed to happen, not keep you from ever working. Meanwhile, there's people paying taxes that don't qualify, are doing it the right way and budgeting and having a cart that's half as full as the people that have food stamps. That's not fair. And now that the system's being checked, people are upset because they're actually having to budget, just like the rest of us. They're having to cut back on extras, make sacrifices like a bunch of other people do every single week. You have the right to food, absolutely. But that doesn't mean you need $1,000 a month in benefits forever. It means budgeting, planning, and learning to live responsibly and getting a job. So yeah, it's time to budget, just like everyone else. That's not cruelty. You are just being held accountable.
Let me give you some facts about these SNAP benefits because it's time to say the quiet part out loud. It's called the Single Issue Funding Bill. Please listen. I just want to give you some facts based in constitutional law. President Trump is not in charge of funding food stamps. And President Trump is not responsible for cutting food stamps. There is a law called the Anti-Deficiency Act, and this prevents the president from funding USDA or SNAP benefits beyond November 1st. This can be as simple as the House Democrats sending over a single issue funding bill. Let me say this one more time for the people in the back. Single issue funding bill. That's it, that's all. The Democrats can submit one single funding bill. The Republicans have submitted a bill 12 times to have SNAP benefits continued. Democrats shot it down every single time. The Democrats are playing in your face and they're playing with your emotions and trying to make this about President Trump, and it has nothing to do with him. Single issue funding bill.
Look, this whole situation is complicated. There's no easy answer here. You've got people who are genuinely struggling, standing in line for hours just to feed their kids. And that's real. Those are real families, real parents trying to make it work. But then you also have these stories that make you wonder about how the system's being used and whether things need to change. And I get why that bothers people too. I think what's clear is that a lot of individuals are hurting right now, and whether it's from the cuts or from the way things were set up before, people are feeling it. And honestly, when you see food banks running out and families waiting that long just for basic groceries, something is not working the way it should. But at the same time, when you hear about people getting thousands of dollars in benefits or using them in ways that don't seem right, well, you understand why others are frustrated. And I don't know, maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. Maybe there's room for both helping people who really need it and making sure the system works the way it's supposed to. Because at the end of the day, nobody should go hungry, especially kids. But we also need systems that are fair and sustainable. I'd love to hear what you think about all this. Let me know down below your thoughts. Are you seeing this in your area? What do you think needs to change? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're doing okay out there, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.